In addition to Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, President-elect Donald Trump is turning to several more prominent endorsers and supporters of Convention of States to fill significant roles in his forthcoming administration. U.S. Army veteran, best-selling author, and COS endorser Pete Hegseth was announced as Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense.
Because I truly believe that Convention of States, this organization, this movement, and this moment is the vehicle by which us patriots can preserve our republic given to us by our founders.
Meanwhile, entrepreneur and official COS endorser Vivek Ramaswamy will help Elon Musk run the Department of Government Efficiency.
First is Article 5 convention. That's internal to the Constitution. That's within the system and how it's supposed to work. I'd say have it. I'd like to be there. And let's actually have that debate in the open.
Florida U.S. Senator and COS endorser Marco Rubio was named Secretary of State.
There's a couple things we need in this country. We need term limits, and we need a balanced budget amendment, and Congress is never going to do that to us. That's why I support an Article 5 Convention of the States.
Florida Congressman and COS endorser Matt Gaetz was announced as Trump's pick for Attorney General.
But our brilliant founders envisioned a circumstance like this where Washington would so depart from our principles that the states would have to join together in a convention of the states. I'm proud that when I was in the Florida legislature, I was one of the sponsors to put the state of Florida into a constitutional convention so that we could have a balanced budget amendment and term limits. You're right, those two things go together, and only the states will drive those reforms.
Former Governor of Arkansas Mike Huckabee will be nominated as the next U.S. ambassador to Israel.
So I strongly believe that a convention of the states empowers the people of America to get some things done that they've long wanted, perhaps term limits, but never going to get it as long as we put it in the hands of Congress.
Trump also picked former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard to be the Director of National Intelligence. Although Gabbard is not an official endorser, her father, who is a Hawaii legislator by the name of Mike Gabbard, is an official sponsor of the COS resolution in that state legislature. So far, 19 states have successfully passed that resolution calling for an Article 5 convention for proposing fiscal restraints on the federal government, limits on the size, scope, and jurisdiction of the federal government, and term limits on federal officials as well as members of Congress. When 15 more states pass that same resolution, the states can propose constitutional amendments that will unleash liberty, prosperity, and a more accountable government for generations to come. Is your state on board? The momentum is real for Convention of States, but it's up to we the people to make it happen by contacting our state legislators. Here's some recent photos from patriots across the country, including Florida, Tennessee, New Hampshire, Louisiana, North Carolina, Montana, and North Dakota. You can join them by signing up at conventionofstates.com/act. And now, you're up to date with Convention of States.
What do we want?